Hey, how y'all doing? Well, I wanted to come on here. I was listening to a different program, and you know, two or three of the letters that the people had wrote in on asking advice was just shocking. Shocking because these men are trying to keep these women by giving up all boundaries. And in a relationship, both have boundaries, and you cross the boundaries, then you're not going to be able to maintain a relationship. It's really kind of like having laws. We have laws so that people don't just go crazy. If we had no laws and people did whatever the hell they wanted to, it would be an insane world just trying to get through an intersection. So in relationship, boundaries are there. But so many of these men are just giving up their boundaries to try to keep the woman. You know, self-respect. You must have self-respect. And that goes for women as well. You must have self-respect for yourself. Nobody should treat you like you're a 10-year-old. No one should treat you like you don't exist. No one should treat you like you don't have some kind of worth in the relationship. Men and women both. We have to have self-respect, because when somebody says, "Oh, I'm just talking to these guys. I mean, I just like to be one of the guys," or better, the best one of all is, "Well, I don't really have any girlfriends. I don't really get along with girls." No, 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 guys, come on. I'm sorry, but you have to have the boundaries in place. A woman who's in a relationship and she is in the relationship, then she knows that she can't do things like that. And if she keeps asking you to push those boundaries out and push them out and push them out, you know, and women the same way. If a guy is going to give you those boundaries and he's going to tell you that you can't do this and that, then expect that he has to play the same way. Okay. But if once we start seeing the boundaries fall, it's going to become havoc. It's going to become you worrying about what they're doing when they're on their phone, when they're not home on time. I mean, self respect. Self respect means that you care about yourself and that you're not going to let anybody diss you. Same thing with your child. You would never let anybody else call your child a whatever, let's just say, keep this clean. But you can. But you make it also clear that no one else can call your child names, okay? I call mine turkey butt. But the thing is, getting back on topic, is the thing is you have to have that self-respect. You're not going to let anybody treat you like dirt or like you don't exist. Right now, there's so many toxic relationships out there. And here's my theory, if you don't mind me saying. My theory is that all the toxic people that are starting to come out is coming from the generation that came just after, like me, okay? Like the generation just after mine. When I think it was more like in the 60s, or really probably closer to late 70s, early 80s, when we started having it to where the mother and the father had to work in the house. So the child was home alone a lot. And so that child watching television all day until mom or dad got home, or that child um, just not having anybody there, those things create children to be what they grow up to be. Some are fine. They have vivid imaginations and they have a good time being by themselves. But some find the loneliness more than they can bear. And when the parents come home, mom or dad, They're tired. They've worked all day. So they don't give that attention to the child that they used to be able to do because mom was home. Mom was there to kiss your knee when you fell. I kind of feel like that generation that came just after me, I think all of those kids are growing up. And the toxic relationships that we're seeing today is a lot of narcissistic traits. We're seeing the psychopath. We're seeing empaths. And so there's a lot of them. And I can only imagine because they're having children, and those people are probably doing the same thing that they would do to you if you were in a relationship with them. I mean, I recently had a run in with one myself. And so I can only imagine what the kids might grow up to be. You know, it's not trying to be judgmental or anything like that, but if they don't have the ability to truly love and have empathy, then I don't know how they can teach that and give that to their children. But those children are going to grow up. And my child, my youngest one, is probably going to have to run into that, you know. And I can only imagine the numbers in another 10 years, what it's going to be like. You know, I know that there's still some good people out there. I know there's still some good women out there. I know there's still some good guys out there. But if you're going to have a relationship, if you're going to make it work, boundaries. Must have boundaries. You must have self-respect and respect for your partner. If you don't have that, then you need to question yourself. Then is this really care? Is this really love? Is this really who I want to spend the rest of my life with? And don't tag her along. Just make it easy. Just end it. If you don't feel like you can respect her, then you're wasting your time and hers. And women, it's the same way. But guys, oh my gosh, some of those stories were just awful. If we stand up for ourselves and we set boundaries, we'll find that if there is in fact love there, that they will respect that of us. Because if she's not respecting you, she's not going to stay. And if you cower into her and you bow down to her because you think it's the right thing to just keep her happy, you're wrong. You're wrong. Once you show that sign of weakness, that shows that you are not a high value man. And unfortunately, if you're in a new relationship, a woman is always going to want the high value man. And it's not always about money. It's just about you being a strong, confident, respectable man to your peers and to the public. So again, let me just stress again, you've got to have self-respect. Man, love is out there and we can all find it, but we must understand that we have to have rules to govern our marriage. There must be. I mean, you just can't let a woman do whatever the hell she wants to. I know this from personal experience. I even remember when I was married to this woman, her uncle overheard us talking about how she would go out to sometimes to the clubs with the girls. And, you know, I allowed that to happen. You know, I didn't think much of it, you know. And he brought me aside and said, no, you tell her no. And I really didn't understand where he was coming from. Because to me, a relationship is I have a life, You have a life, and then we have a life together. You know? And I will trust you up until the moment that I don't feel that I can. And if that time comes, then it will be over. And it ended up going over, you know. But I wish that I'd had more advice myself when I was growing up. You know, unfortunately, my father wasn't there. He wasn't like a man of the world, you know. He didn't have a he was always with my mother, you know. Oh my gosh. So I'm just saying that I wish I had had the advice then. And so I'm hoping that I can help you guys. But like I said, hearing these horror stories made me just want to come on here and just tell you again, self-respect. You are worth something. You are valuable. You are the only you. Only one you. Only one you. I mean, come on, get that in your head. There's only one you. Praise God. I love who I am. I love the things that I do. I mean, no, gosh, come on, I ain't got no perfect life. No, no. But I make the most out of every single day. I make the most out of every single day. And you can too. And that comes with live, love, and laugh every day. Those three things, if you do those three things every day, it'll make you feel better about yourself. It'll make you feel better about getting through your day. It'll make you feel better when you call at the end of the day. Live, love, and laugh every day. Do something today that you didn't think you would do. Laugh. Laugh at anything. You know, let those endorphins get loose. I care about each and everybody out there, and I want everybody to experience what they want to experience. And if you have any questions or anything like that, or a topic, you know, be sure and put it in the comments. And understand that you are one of a kind. And don't let anybody tell you different. I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Good night.